Hello all, and welcome to the official 30,000 subscribers special Q&A that, like, I don't know, 300 people actually queued for. And now it's time to A, I think. So yeah, official voice reveal. Hello, my name is Index. I have been making shitty edits for, 2 years now? Being the incredibly lazy person I am, I didn't really have anything special planned for this, except the Q&A. And I figured that'd be easier than making some sort of edit, and I'm hoping it will be. Besides this voiceover part, I don't like this voiceover part at all. Like, I hate this. Nobody's gonna see this and hear my voice, thank fuck. So, without further ado, let me get into the questions. I took a bunch of screenshots of all the ones I wanted to answer, and I'm just gonna look at them, and then probably put them on screen, some shit like that. Laughing747 asked me, what made you start making edits? And that's a pretty good question. And a question I like answering a lot. When I made that first really shitty, horrible Lockheed Martin video, I was in like a really bad place mentally, and I was friends with pretty dog shit people. That Lockheed edit was a pretty good escape for me, and really helped me figure out what I want to do in my life. Which is kind of retarded to say out loud, but like, it's true. That edit really helped me figure out what I wanted to be in this world. I believe there are a few questions asking this, but ShipSinker3536 says, what software do you use to make edits? And I get this question a lot also, but I use DaVinci Resolve to make my edits. It's pretty easy to use, and for my purposes it does everything I need it to, because all I do is clip splice. DK Alas asks, do you live in America? Yes, obviously. Crispy Kringles asks, what is your favorite conceptual fighter design? Now I have to pull up Google to actually get a list of conceptual fighters, because I don't know what comes to my mind when I think conceptual fighter. Okay, I really like the F-19 just because it's what people thought the Nighthawk was, and that's just really funny to me. Also, it looks fucking stupid. Nilsip Pig Gaming 572 says, when are you gonna make a Saab edit? And Game Night says, game definitely needs to be an ABBA edit too. It's Sweden after all. Now, there's a few people out there that know what I'm gonna do for the Saab edit whenever it happens. And when it's gonna release, if I do decide to do that, but it's just, I never have time to make the Saab edit. I need to like sit down and do it during a time I have a break, and then release it when I'm gonna release it, and that's all I'll say. Fearing the Unknown World asks, if you had to choose an American flying boat of any kind, service, prototype, or paper design as your favorite, which would you choose? And by far would be the PBY Catalina. If you played War Thunder, you probably know why, but I mean, it's just a stupid plane. A very beautiful plane as well. Epic Ermine asks me, when are you deleting your account and going to live in the woods? And Isot says, real. Shut up, Ermine, I hate you. Isot, I hate you too.
I'm kidding, I don't hate you guys. No.
Polito111 asks, how's your War Thunder account doing? Can you show us your progress? And he also asked, how do you usually choose songs for your edits? Now, I'll show you the War Thunder account. I'll probably have some footage in the background and hover over my favorite vehicles or some shit like that while I talk. Choosing songs for my edits has been getting pretty difficult. Obviously, a bunch of ABBA was just easy to grab, but now I just kind of try to listen to new stuff. Spotify DJ is sort of useful in that when it wants to give me good songs, but if you ever dealt with Spotify's like AI DJ, it's kind of ass most of the time. Lyrical choice is pretty important for me in some songs, but it doesn't have to be super important. Also the titles. I like the titles. If the song has a good title, I'll probably listen to it and then maybe edit to it, or at least put it on a list of stuff I want to edit to. Planes, I guess, asks, how long does an edit usually take? With my currently slowed process, it takes like a month or a month and a half to edit. I could probably get that down to a week or two, but I never just sit down and edit anymore. Every once in a while I'll work on it, and then I'll realize I run out of footage, and I get burnt out of trying to look for footage. Speaking of footage, Chris Powers 3846 asks me, where do you get your footage? Is there a website that is just full of test footage? Alright, so as for the footage part, I can show you part of my process for finding footage on YouTube, and that is by just using the search function. So one of my favorite things is to, let's see Space Shuttle. So you look up Space Shuttle, right, and you get mostly educational videos, but then you get good documentaries like this. This has a lot of good footage in it, and that's one of my strategies. I find these better looking videos, and sometimes there will be stuff in the recommended. If not, I'll go footage, and if I want a certain era, you can try putting in like 1980, And see, Airboyd's a good channel. Airboyd has a lot of older stuff like this that you can use, and again, you can just look in the recommended. You can see documentary, or just type in, I already did footage. I'm trying to think what else I do. Space shuttle footage, space shuttle tests, and you don't have to, it doesn't, obviously it doesn't have to be the space shuttle. You can use terms like this for other vehicles to try and find stuff, and that usually works out pretty good. Here we go, that's a really good video, what the hell.
Atmosphere and land without.
Anyway, was the other question? Is there a website just full of test footage? There is a very nice website known as DVids. You have to make an account and register to download stuff. Oh, that is my email. But you can type in, let's type in the Hammett. Go to video. Helmet, okay, well, that's not a very good example. We'll type in Abrams. Abrams, go to video. There we go, Abrams slow-mo shots. And this is where I get a lot of my modern footage, because DVids is pretty up-to-date with new stuff and tests. Okay, yeah, DVids is pretty good. That's honestly all I can recommend is YouTube and DVids. That is about all I use. It does make getting stuff pretty difficult sometimes. Okay, next question. LZNW35 asks, Uncle Index, do you understand Spanish, and what do you think of the Spanish-speaking community that follows your content? So, I think I can understand it, and I chose not to speak this part in Spanish because I'm not good at speaking, honestly. When my grandparents talk to me, I think I understand it pretty well. That's about it. I don't speak it enough to be fluent, I think. And his second part of his question is, what's your inspiration for the ABBA song releases for the contractors? What's your basis for choosing these songs? So, honestly, early on, all those songs were just chosen by whichever ones I heard next, and I'm like, oh my god, this is the greatest song ever, and then I would edit to it, like, immediately. Later on, I just realized what songs I liked, and honestly just kept going based on which ones I did like. I'm trying to look at the videos right now. Yeah, Summer Night City. Summer Night City is pretty good because I feel like the lyrics in that one encapsulate a group of people. Because it's a group of contractors I put in that video, that song is perfect for it. Zisp asks, why did you use ABBA? And that is a good question. ABBA? I used ABBA because I really, really liked their lyrics, and they spoke to me. They still do speak to me. But at the time when I was starting out editing, I needed ABBA. ABBA found me at a good time in my life, which is also stupid to say, but you know. I love ABBA. NCTG asks, are you able to pay the bills? And that is a strong no, because YouTube demonetized me, in 2023, because I uploaded a War Thunder edit with the song Summer and Crossbows, and I didn't know that that was a terrorist. They affiliate with terrorist organizations or something, and so I'm permanently demonetized. I do, however, have a Patreon. While that earns me a good chunk, no, it does not pay the bills. Guntar, a former patron of mine, asks, how did you get into making edits, and are you paid by the government? Yes, Guntar, I'm paid by the government. No. I got into edits because I was just bored in my life, and they turned out to be a really great outlet for my emotions and my feelings, and they still are today. Editing helps me learn a lot about the engineering world and seeing how much cool shit people can make, and that makes me feel really happy knowing that I could also help contribute to making cool shit in this world instead of sitting on my ass all day doing nothing. 1967 Sluggy asks, what happened to the Canada video? That was a great edit, I felt. I delisted it because I hate Canada. I'll probably put it in the description or something, but it's still available. It's not private, it's just unlisted, so if you have the link you can still see it, and yeah, whatever, I'll do that. No Logic Zero asked me, what is your PC setup? So my computer is a pretty small form factor case. It's got, what does it have, a 4070 in there, which is good enough, and then a 13th generation Intel i7 and about 32 gigs of RAM, and that's been pretty great for editing. DaVinci Resolve keeps getting updated and helps, optimize for editing. So it's a great setup too, because I'm able to take it with me between Florida and California when I move back and forth for school, and I love it. My parents helped me get it together before college? Yeah, before college, when they learned that I was doing this editing thing. Also, shout out to my parents because they've been very, very supportive of this whole endeavor. AIM120D3 AMRAM asks, if you could get any job right now, what company and position would it be? What would you be doing? I'd probably be a line cook at McDonald's or some shit. I'm sure your question was more like, what defense contractor company? But I'm so scared of working an actual job for one of those contractors. I feel like every time I go into the career fair or look at Job applications, I am not ready. I think I'm gonna try to get something this year, this summer, but I just feel like I'm not ready every time I go to look, or every time I try to hype myself to apply. But I probably want to work at Skunkworks. I got a lot of cool information from the Lockheed representative last time I went to the career fair. Cypher210 asks, can you make a Linkin Park edit? I did make that shorter form one, the one called Somewhat. It's like 50 seconds long. If I were to make one, I'd probably just extend that one, or maybe just redo the whole edit to that same song. I really like Somewhere I Belong. Show 7 time? Shot time? This guy asked, how many pounds of straight cooked hamburger could you eat in one sitting? Like half a pound. I don't know. I can't eat. Help me. Another amazing patron, Bryce Don Francisco, asks, has anyone from or involved with the MIC ever contacted you about your videos? And yes, I've had a couple people, mostly they were both from Europe, I think, ask me about making videos specifically for their employers. There was a person from, I believe it was Rheinmetall, who asked if I would like to come out and film, and they would pay for plane tickets and everything, but I was in school at the time, and I don't make my own footage, I don't know how to record, but that was a pretty cool offer. I still think about that sometimes, but yeah. I also have a lot of fans, of course, in the MIC who contact me and say, hey dude, your stuff was awesome, I showed it around the office. I think there was a Raytheon person who showed that god-awful Raytheon edit to people. I'm so sorry. I don't know. I hate my early edits, if you can't tell. And related to that, SufferSpeed07 asks, do you regret posting that first Lockheed Martin edit? Obviously, it really helped jumpstart my career, like, insanely. But I hate that video. The cuts are so horrible. It's a shit post. It's a shit post, obviously, because I didn't know how to edit yet. But I mean, can you really blame me? Good friend NASACat3 asks, when will we get a Sabaton edit? And that's a good question, because I do really like Sabaton. One of my good inspirations for even starting editing, his name is NightSGC, and there's an archive. I guess it's the same guy. I don't really know. I don't really put that together. I guess he stopped making edits. His name, NightSGC Archive. He made a lot of Sabaton edits and a lot of very awesome edits that really sat in my mind for a while and made me want to edit in the first place. It's pretty awesome. There's a bunch of editors I could credit right now. Slavian is pretty good. Slavian's pretty great. You guys should go subscribe to Slavian. He's been doing this for, I think, longer than I have. Let me check. Yeah, like 2 years long. Wait, no. What? 3 years longer than I have, something like that. But he only has 10k subscribers. I don't know what he's doing wrong. Maybe he sucks. Slavian sucks. Don't subscribe to Slavian. I hate him. War Aesthetics is also a good one. One of my favorite facts about War Aesthetics is that he commented in one of my videos saying he likes them. So, everyone else can eat it, basically. War Aesthetics likes my edits. And Terry's asks, when is it possible to do a Coast Guard edit?
Never. I hate the Coasties. No Coast Guard edit.
Arrowmaster2134 asks, favorite song from the edits you made? And in the same vein, I think, General Bohanan1830 asks, which edit do you believe is your best work / most proud of? And I'm actually going to go look at my channel really quick, just to have a reminder. Who the fuck is screaming out there? Obviously, I think Invisible is really good. Obviously, that's my latest edit, so maybe that's cheating. American Excellence is great. That original edit, I'm not super proud of, but I did like 2 different redos of it, and you can see that on my front page. But yeah, I think American Excellence is the one I'm most proud of, just because it has 1 million views and has a bunch of cool shit in it. But favorite song from the edits I've made? Probably Summer Night City. I am in love with that song. 866897 says, everyone asking what or when, but how is the next? Dude, honestly, I'm fucking great. I have grown personally so much ever since starting this channel. I have to burp. Hang on. No, I was in a burp. It was like a hiccup. What the hell? What was I saying? Yeah, I've really grown a lot ever since starting this channel. It's really helped me change and evolve as a person, and I really needed that. I can't stress enough how horrible I was 2 years ago, and the dog shit people I knew. What is this guy's name? Jesus Christ. Never Forget Gashi says, what esoteric obscure techniques do you use to get footage for these edits, especially when you're trying to look for a particular feature of a plane or piece of equipment? I guess this is the same vein of how do you get footage from before, but yeah, honestly, looking up specific vehicles or specific programs, and then just looking up the word documentary or a certain era when do you think that plane served or whatever. Scrubbing through those documentaries, you will find a lot of cool shit and a lot of niche things you think you would never found. The problem is, with a lot of the time, you'll find watermarks and stuff. It's hard to work around those. I personally don't like watermarks in like those huge ones with like the numbers running. Normal watermarks for like actual videographers or photographers are fine. Those make sense. Why in your channel description do you call your edits lazy? There's nothing lazy about your edits. They're honestly some of the best I've ever seen, and that was said by Ellie Dorish. Well, Ellie, I do not put a lot of effort into my edits. While I do spend effort looking for footage and just putting them together, there's definitely people out there that put a lot more effort into their content and who surely deserve a lot more recognition than I do. I don't know how people watch my stuff. She has an only fish says, who is your favorite military history YouTuber? Military history? I'd have to say Red Wrench Films. He does a lot of cool, honestly, like not biographies, really comprehensive videos on really niche projects. He's really good. I recommend anyone who's interested in engineering and history, go watch him. Not even for the military at that point, it's a great engineering channel. And related to that, maybe not as much military, but Alexander the OK is really good. He puts so much effort into his videos. He deserves every ounce of praise and views he gets. His videos are incredible. He does 3D models. He does actual physical models so he can point out stuff. He's incredible, and I believe he's a fan of the channel. Love that guy. Go subscribe to Red Wrench and Alexander the OK, please. 3 Beans Please 802 asks, why do you make these edits? Is it just because they're cool? Yeah, basically, that's the only reason I edit, is because shit is cool. I want people to see cool shit. I want people to realize that we live in a world where people just make things. People with a lot of money just make things, and I want to inspire more people to help make cool things in this world, instead of being worthless sacks and doing nothing all day. Learn everything, do as much as you can with your life, and be productive. Hazmat2625 asks, not sure if this is going to make sense, so I'd be happy to clarify further if need be, but given that you're some sort of engineering major, how has that affected what you focus on when making edits? I don't mean Lockheed Edit or Rockwell Edit, but specific capabilities that you'd like to show off with each video. If it has affected it at all, that is. Also, what's sort of the ABBA affliction? Let me answer that last bit. The ABBA affliction, I keep going back to this, but yeah, having ABBA in that point in my life and listening to their songs, listening to their lyrics, a lot of their songs are like really sad, like comically sad. They're really upbeat sounding songs, but their songs are really goddamn sad, and that made me, I don't know, relate to ABBA. It hit my heart real good. But relating to the specific capabilities question, yeah, I'm starting to focus more on production in my videos. I feel like how stuff is made. I don't think it's changed the way I look at footage or edit in any way. I think it's made me appreciate what I'm looking at more. It's definitely made me appreciate what I'm looking at more, and I get more excited to edit because of my engineering degree major. I don't have my degree yet. Give me a year. CMZ Ball Official asks, what has been your favorite video to make? And I think Cars was so fun to make. I had so much fun looking for footage and finding cool shit, and going through tanker documentaries, how they talk about the tank, how they describe it. It was so fun. I love the Abrams to death. Kunz Tigger asks, why are you so good at this YouTube stuff, and how do you blow up so fast? I personally don't think I'm pretty good. A lot of the videos that I quite liked didn't really perform all that well, and then the shit posts I put up do really good. Invisible did really good, that makes me quite happy. Managing the YouTube algorithm is magic. I think Invisible only blew up just because of the song. Maybe the thumbnail. I think the thumbnail does have a lot to do with it. I spent a lot of time working on the Invisible thumbnail, but I genuinely don't know. Zuka asks, how many hours in Shit Thunder do you have? And I'm actually going to load up Steam right now and go look. I have 6,443 hours on that game. That is not a figure I am proud of. Airborne Math asks, Rocket Lab or SpaceX? Rocket Lab. And that's only because they gave me way cooler merch when I went on their tour. SpaceX only gave me like a postcard and a sticker. Lame. What is this? Adabric Man 6343 asks, just left the defense industry, am I making a mistake? I don't know, maybe. Unless it was for like moral qualms, then I mean fine, go ahead. It's on you, man. It's on you. Combat Sins asks, do you miss the simpler days of this channel? The under 1K days? Not really. That was when I couldn't edit for shit. Those videos were like butt. It was nice hitting 1K though. It was nice being a small channel for a bit. And then I like blew up. So yeah. Nachtfalter NZ2276 asks, what is your favorite color? Orange. I fucking love orange. Konami Edits asks, can you do a behind the scenes video where you document how you make and refine your edits? I'm gonna boot up DaVinci Resolve right now and then record what I do very briefly. I'm gonna give you guys a sneak peek of my next edit. That'll probably come out like a few days after whenever I upload this thing. Maybe a couple days. I don't know. I'm stuck on this one. Can DaVinci open any slower? Here I am on DaVinci Resolve. My timeline, people who edit have said my timelines look like shit because they're just so flat and the clips don't go over each other. I don't know. This is how I edit. This is why I say my stuff is lazy. I'm gonna lower the volume on this. But yeah, this is why I say my edits are lazy because it's just a continuous timeline that I just splice into. Oh, look at that. So you can probably tell what I did here. It's just one video that I took, and then as the video proceeds, I just cut it up to the beat. I find scenes that I like, scenes that match up with what's happening in the song, and I think it comes out pretty good. It doesn't take much effort. That's why I say my edits are lazy.
Controlling the high ground of space guarantees the upper hand in future conflicts, just as control of the air paved the way to victory in every land battle since World War II.
Anyway, I usually post these up on Twitter, so you should totally follow me there. BRCLCKDZZ3PV, what an incredible username, asks, the Navy video was dedicated to Bobby. How is Bobby doing now? I actually went down to... No, I shouldn't say that. That's gonna get redacted. I went to where Bobby is stationed and visited him. We had a burger together. Not together. We went out to lunch. I spoke to Bobby. I was there with some friends, and Bobby was very uncomfortable the whole time because my friends are very special. But Bobby's doing great. He's getting trained in his field. I won't say much. He's doing basically about the coolest thing you can do on a Navy ship. Not the missiles, but the other thing. I won't say specifically what he does in case he doesn't want me to, but yeah, he's doing some kick-ass shit. I love you, Bobby.
I love you.
Trigger5508 says, are Bradleys a good pet? And yes, Bradleys are a good pet. I love my son Bradley. He's awesome. I'll probably put a bunch of pictures on screen right now. Shout out my son Bradley. Leonardo VG2862 says, what is your creative process? I don't know, dude. I just get bored, and then like if I get mad, that helps me edit more. The more emotional I am, the better I edit, I feel sometimes. Invisible happened because I was bored, honestly. I really like that song. Also, I hate Serbians. I don't really have much of a process. I just kind of go with it. Looking for footage is kind of a part of that process. If I find something cool, I'm like, holy shit, that needs to go in the edit, and that'll kind of help my drive a little bit. Radtonium asks, what are you studying? And I am studying aerospace engineering at a college that I'm not going to tell you about at all. And holy shit, that was the final question. So, thank you guys so much for 30,000 subscribers. If you have any other questions, honestly, put them in the description. Type them in the comment box below, and maybe I'll answer them. I like to answering questions. This is pretty fun. Again, thank you guys for 30K. I don't really have much else to say.
You guys should subscribe to my Patreon. You guys should give me money. Give me your money. I want any money.
Speaking of money, I want to very briefly thank every person who has ever given me any dime on Patreon. Starting with Delta7B, who has given me, honestly, an astonishingly large amount of money. I don't know how I circumvented my tiers, but thank you, Delta, sincerely. Bryce Don Francisco, Darian R, Ice Hot, I Don't Give a Fuck F22, Ranger Fellas, Spooky Dookie, Fuhua, Swifty, Shadows, Arl Otter, Amazing Aviator, Bazy, Prometheus, Personoid, Rexon Tillerson, Brian, 7H3 Man, Corey Walters, Braxton Robert Bragg, Ayer, Dash 800, Salvo, William Durenko, Guntar, Cody Nance, Munkle, Oscar 101, Pommy, Andrew Walbridge, EBGB, Howhoffen, Jack, and Home Alone. Thank you guys sincerely from the bottom of my heart. You make the channel possible. You make it is what it is today. Thank you.